Hello everyone, and thank you once again for tuning in to Celebrity and Variety Talk. I am your host, Josie Latimer, coming to you again with the story about Kobe Bryant, one of our greatest players in basketball. Um, we all know he perished, him, his daughter, along with the pilot, and a coach, his wife, his daughter, another, I think she was a woman, a girl's coach, and who else was it? And I think it was another lady and her daughter as well. So it was nine people total that was in that horrific crash in Calabasas, California. You know, it was so heartwarming when I saw a YouTube video with Jamie Foxx showing a sunset, and the sunset was in purple and yellow. Unbelievable. It was the colors that Kobe wears, and he was just showing that it was real. I mean, it was really deep. And like he was saying, I'm a spiritual man. I'm a spiritual man. You go, Jamie. You a spiritual man, and God let you see that because it seems like you was the only one out that evening looking at that, and I did see it myself. So kudos to you, Jamie Foxx, and my prayers go out to you, myself, along with everyone else. And everyone's praying for Vanessa and her family, and even Kobe, his family, his other kids, and the whole wide world, everyone that was touched by this devastation. Actually, it's been a lot of talk going on because we want to know what actually happened. Why? Why did they get the go ahead to fly? Well, I heard that the reason they did because this pilot was trained to fly under certain conditions, unlike other pilots. You have to have a special license, I guess, or something, or a special experience to do this type of flying when it is fog. However, he even experienced something because he radioed in and told them, that he was accelerating up, and that was the last they heard because the helicopter took a left turn and then a dive and crash. But look, I also saw where a news reporter was interviewing his ex pilot. And in that interview, in the comments, a lot of people were saying, well, they didn't like the interview because of how she was interviewing the pilot. Well, they were saying they didn't like her, but actually, the pilot, with me, I didn't feel a heartwarming feeling about how he felt about Kobe because everything was nonchalant when he spoke. He didn't really say, "Oh yeah, he was a great guy," "Oh, I love Kobe." He never said that because she kept trying to get it out of him. Well, you know, what, what's your last moments? And then he said, "Oh, one time when he let my kid come on the plane and he said some moments, but he never said exactly that. I really love Kobe. He was a very nice person." I was just waiting and waiting to hear from that. And this was his ex pilot. And the ex pilot said, well, I actually didn't know him because you always have your curtains closed and this and that. And I mean, how are you not going to know somebody if you've been flying them for years? You know what I'm saying? I didn't pick up a good energy from that interview from that particular pilot because he wasn't giving specifics about how he actually felt about Kobe. He was just doing it around and about. Well, I would hear them snickering and laughing and behind the curtains. And one time he sat next to me and he gave me thumbs up and he said he saw a picture of my girlfriend at the time and he looked at it and gave me thumbs up to the picture and then he took it down and he never said Kobe Bryant was a really nice person to him. And this was his ex-pilot. And he said that he was close with the pilot that died in the crash. They were friends for like I think he's known him for 10 years. So he said he was a great guy and everything, but I just never heard him say anything good about Kobe Bryant. Also, there have been a lot of racist comments, about Kobe Bryant. Someone called him, said just another nigga gone, and then you heard the other news reporter saying something about L.A. nigga and Lakers, and you know, it's horrific. I mean, it's horrific because even if someone didn't like his attitude or whatever, the man has still deceased and his wife is left behind with children. His daughter is gone. And it seems that people should have some type of compassion because if it was their loved one, they would want someone to have compassion with them because of all the people that are hurt that are left behind. So that interview, I really didn't get it. But he did give some specifics about helicopters and how you operate. And he said that it is left up to the pilot to make the decision. And in that decision, it seems to me that the air controllers knowingly it was really foggy that morning, that Sunday morning, they should have told him, I don't suggest you fly. Now it's up to you, but I don't suggest it. And possibly he probably wouldn't have. But then this pilot that was on the interview, his ex-pilot said it's up to the pilot to make those type of decisions. And there was no black box because he said that there's no need to on those type of helicopters. They don't really, have black boxes on the helicopter. Because I was wondering what actually happened when they knew that they were going down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, were the girls together? And it was I think three teenagers on there. So they probably was sitting. He said it had 10 seats on this particular aircraft helicopter, 10 seats. And normally they sit to the back and there are curtains dividing the pilot away from the passengers. So possibly the girls were together, sitting together, and then the adults were sitting together. I just don't know how it went down, but I know one thing: I am so devastated because my heart goes out to Vanessa because she's grieving double. And I was just reading some verses about grief because I was saying in my mind, I wonder how is she taking this, with a double whammy? Because when I had individual whammies from loss of loved ones, it was very painful for me to endure. But as the Bible said, weeping comes for a moment, but joy comes in the morning, you know? So eventually the time will heal it, but also the verses that I was reading from a booklet actually, it said that if it's a double grief, then it's going to take a lot longer to heal than it would be if it was just a single grief, or a short grief or something or someone, a friend. But when it comes to be your child, your own blood, flesh and blood, and your husband, because you became as one, that's a double whammy on Vanessa and her children, the other three girls that are living. And again, I was saying, I hope he left frozen sperm behind because that way, because the other girl was going to be like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? The one that died with him. That was going to be the next Lady Kobe Bryant. And, but now she's gone. So I hope that they did freeze some eggs and sperm so that they can still have, and possibly a boy. I still say that. I really hope that they did that, just to have some of him running around and possibly a boy, because nowadays they can do anything. They can see the sex and all this stuff. So I just really hope for that. But again, like I said, this pilot, his ex-pilot, was interviewed, and he didn't come out and just say, he was vague about everything. He didn't just say, oh yeah, Kobe was a great guy, I loved him, I loved working for him, he was just so positive, this and that. He was like, oh well, yeah, he gave me thumbs up, and he saw my girlfriend picture and then he gave me thumbs up. He would do that and this and that, and then he took it down. And I really didn't get to know the guy because you mean to tell me you flying a plane and Kobe Bryant is paying and you don't know him? I didn't like that interview at all. It wasn't a very, and when I saw that pilot, I was like, what kind of pilots do they hire too? Because it looked like, I don't know, how some people just look like they may drink or something like that, or maybe it just didn't look like a pilot that I would want to fly me around. I'm just saying, because I want somebody that looks perky and, ready to go. And, I mean, even looks are deceiving, but that's just my take on it. So he looked kind of fragile to me, the ex-pilot I'm saying, and that could be the reason that Kobe let him go. And he could not have said how he loved Kobe because of the fact that Kobe probably had to let him go for unknown reasons, allegedly. You see what I'm saying? I just didn't like the way he didn't give Kobe the props that he should have if he was being paid and if Kobe was a good person to him, because the only thing he was saying was the little things that Kobe did. He didn't just say he was a great person on an overall. He just said, yeah, he's a good family man and this and that and but on that helicopter that carried Kobe and all the rest of the people, and he did bring that out because the news reporter was just on Kobe, 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 Kobe. He said, well, there were other people on there too, you know. So that also let me know that he wasn't just so on Kobe. He wasn't just thinking about Kobe. It was something that he didn't address like everybody else is about Kobe. Because he said, he jumped to the, he said, well, we all know that there are other people on there, but the reason people are giving Kobe his props because he was an icon to the world. No one's forgetting about the other people because the other people had to be the icon's friends in order to be with him on his helicopter. He really cared about them. So no, you can't forget about the other people that's on the plane with Kobe. But Kobe was an icon, so of course people are going to talk about him because they remember that he has helped a lot of young boys, black and white and other nationalities, become professionals like him. You know, he opened those doors up and they saw him do it and they said, well, I can do it too. And so this is why people are basically talking about Kobe Bryant. You can never forget because it was so many beautiful people on that plane with Kobe Bryant. Also, it was a coach from University of Houston, his wife and his daughter. That was devastating. It was devastating. The whole thing was devastating. So that pilot did say that those are very good helicopters, which leads me to wonder what really went on. Now you hear all kinds of speculations. You hear they had online where somebody had said they predicted that Kobe was going to die in a crash. That was online, and you hear that somebody may have shot the helicopter down. That was online. You hear that it was a setup for the doors to open for LeBron James. Well, the doors were already open for LeBron James. You hear that it was some conspiracy behind it, and that they felt like Kobe had done did his time, and now it's time for somebody else to come up, and it's just all kind of negativity. But what I say is God is in control, and when God says it's time to go, it's time to go, whether it hurt us or not. The world is painting right now for Kobe Bryant. But my thing is, why didn't those control? I still go back to the controllers, even though that guy, that ex-pilot, was talking as if it was not the controller's fault. My thing is, if the controller saw that it was foggy, then they should have told him, oh no, you guys must not fly this helicopter because even though you have a license of this and that and you can fly in the fog, don't do it because this fog here is horrific. They didn't say that. They gave them the go ahead because they had circled around because there was a problem. And at that time was when I felt that the controllers should have told them that it was too foggy to move ahead. And the reason I'm saying that also because remember, the police, they did that. So now this pilot kind of downplayed the police too. He said, well, they don't really, they don't really know what they just, the reason they don't fly because they're not, he was trying to say they're not professional pilots like him and Kobe's pilot was, and that's why they grounded their helicopters. Well, a ground to a helicopter because of weather, I wouldn't give a damn who it was. And so don't put down the police because of the fact that they grounded their helicopters because they don't know how to fly in the fog. Fog is fog, and it will take anybody out like it did. So the air controllers, when they knew that those police officers were not flying the helicopters and they knew the damage of that fog, they should have told them, I suggest you don't fly. You know? And that was the same thing that happened to Aaliyah. Remember Aaliyah, the singer Aaliyah? I knew some guys that used to come in my business in California, and they were so excited to be her hairstylist and her, fashion makeovers and this and that, and they worked at a salon, right there on Lakeshore Avenue. And they went on up to LA from San Francisco and Oakland. They flew on up and they were so excited. They were so excited to be with Aaliyah, and they were on that plane that crashed. You see what I'm saying? They were on that plane. And so when I went down to the salon and I talked to people about what really happened, they said, oh, she wanted to get back to Damon Dash. That was her boyfriend at the time. She wanted to be with him. And they told me that she they had told her that the plane was too heavy. It was too much luggage on there and this and that. And she didn't care. She wanted to get there to Damon Dash. That's what I heard personally from the people that used to work next door to me, who were my clients, young men, two men. And these guys went on up to be with Aaliyah to be her makeup artist and hair stylist, because they were hairstylists at the salon next door to me. I was devastated. But because of the heavy, when you hear there's a problem, that's what I'm trying to get to, so you can understand what I'm saying. When you hear there's a problem, and especially with an aircraft or a car or any type of thing that you feel like it's going to put your life in harm's way, don't do it. But by Aaliyah being young, she was in love with Damien Dash, So that was why she did it. And that's what happened. And that's what I heard that happened. But you guys, it's just really sad. It is so, so sad that these beautiful people are now going on to glory. And just to see it, and I was just wondering, how did they feel when it was going on, and were they able to hug each other, or what were the last moments? Because there is no black box to tell us. You see what I'm saying? So, but that pilot on that interview that I saw, and it's on YouTube, and he was talking, that was his ex-pilot. He never said, oh, he was a wonderful, oh, I love him. I love me some Kobe, like everybody else you've been hearing. I love Kobe. But, a lot of people, okay, I'm coming. Okay, I gotta go now. But, all right, I gotta go now. So you guys, I have someone I have to see. So I'm sorry I have to end my show like this, but please click like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be coming back with more of Celebrity and Variety Talk. I am your host, Josie Latimer, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.